שבוע סייעתא דשמיא. What, Moshe? We'll start. I want to focus on the concept of asukim. I want to start, which is Daf Vav Amud Beis, Bone Dalef, B'ezrat Hashem. So we'll start with a Toisas Reed, which we saw the Birkat Shmuel on Gittin at the time, and this is Reed. We'll do the Miluim, B'ezrat Hashem. Concept of Odom Choshuv. Okay, this is what we're going to do. So we'll start with Daf Zayin, Sabot Keshitz. Reading Toisas Reed. Dafei Amud Beis. It's in Daf Zayin Sabot Keshitz. Vi boy Seima. Toisas Reed. There's two Toisas Reed and Daf Zayin Sabot Keshitz. The last two ones in the bottom. Vi boy Seima nosanu vom rois feikim chashim derabon pirush. Sheyesh lo ima kiddushinein. The Gemara says if he gave and she said it's a sofek chashim derabon pirush. Sheyesh lo ima kiddushinein, you can say it's kiddushin. Dumi the soda similar to a field. Shebeni amoichro amar loi. Soda mechur lecho. Doesn't matter if the seller says I'm selling my field. Beni makoyne omar sodcho mechur ali b'moneh. Or the buyer said, your field is sold to me, this money I gave you. And the seller receives the money, word. Which means by kiddushin is similar to mecher. By mecher, it doesn't matter who said, who speaks. The seller or the buyer, doesn't matter. Even though the maise, mechir is the moicher. And the coin is just not to be moicha, we saw the Garan, right? Moicha, coin is nothing. But still the coin can speak. So no Suvamoi decided that it work because we don't care about who speaks, the moicha or the coin. By field. So the kiddush don't even asode. That's one side. Or dilme. Yes. Yes. Kiikach.
I know it's sides, but how do you take sides? The Dachro and Abdallah paid before we don't see that.
Okay, it's a good question. You can answer many answers. One of the answers we gave was that he did in the Sina. As the Rosh is Ikar Akich is in the Sina. So Yimela Nosanu. So I have Nosan. Who spoke doesn't matter. The speaker is just a Megala de Rotzen. No dinamir. No dinamir didn't Kikach. It's just a Megala de Rotzen. So he did the Maise Kicha by giving the money. The Gilu of the Rotzen come through him or her, doesn't matter. Like by Mecher, the Gilu, he can be the coin of the Moicher. Who does the selling is the Moicher. Who does the Kiddushin is the coiner, which is the woman. I mean, which is the husband, the coiner. And he did the Kikach by giving the money. Ela my Amir is just Megal the Rotzen. It's my Sekicha. That's one side. Or Dilmo, maybe. Yeshloima, we can say, Shiny Oche here is different. דכסיב כי ייקח איש, שכל הלקיחה יעשה האיש בין הנשיא לבין האמיר. The Omer will say, since there says כי ייקח איש, that כי ייקח is the whole nesina, and not only the giving, also the speaking. כי ייקח איש, פashas mashma, the whole likuchi will be him. Then the sin amir. Right? The sin Gemara is a suffix. He said, "Maise kicha." Maise kicha has to be in the sin and the amira. This is the second side. I won't go to this. Yes, the chorin in amira. That's one side of the Gemara that you need kol likuche. The sin and amira has to be from mitzad the husband, mitzad the lekoine, which is the husband.
When we say amira,
yes.
Is equal to Gilu Rotzo Shlaval through amire, or it's a din in amire manos from
Din and amira v'kicha. Could be Gilu Rotzen, but the Gilu Rotzen is part of the Maise Kicha. This is, by the way, the reason we went to Sesrid. The next Sesrid, we had a Birka Shmul on this. It's a Din amira or no? But definitely it's part of Maise Kicha. That's the second side of the Gemara. Okay. Kol likuchi, yes. Clear, but kol likuchi. Ben anesina ben amir. Then he continues. Comes the Teisha Schidim, he says. V'davka nosanu v'omroi. Specifically when he gives and she says, avasveiker. Only then we have a doubt. Maybe it works because of the lekicha mitzad the husband, as in the Sina. And Amir is just a gilui. Oh no, I need the whole kicha. Kol kicha. So only then we have a suffix. Because the ikar lekicha was the husband. That's why there's a sign that it mekayim the lekicha through the nosan. And Amira can be through him or her. Aval nosno yivomahu. If she gave and he says, ein kain beis michush. There's no even a house of worry. There's no nothing what to worry. There's no reason to worry. There's no house. There's no base to worry. There's no base to worry about. Because the ikar and the sin is the kicha. So I can say I mekayim the ikar by the sin, and that's the side of the works. And the other side is you need the whole kol kicha. But to say that the ikar lekicha will be her, there's no avami. I'm answering. What do you have a problem with that? Why? Ika, I ask you, when you sell your house, the main thing is the money or the details? Speak, when to buy, how to buy, or was the money? What is the main thing of it? Because all the dini and the rest of it is to protect the money, to direct the money. But the money is the main. Okay? So a woman, he is the sinner, kicha. Kicha what? Okay. Gemara learns kesef from Sodishim Kin said.
So that's where you learn it.
Okay, I agree. Pirush Apostle Abiro did Abiro, but he says when she there's no and income based mechush, no mechush at all, because he understands that when it says kicha, only then is a havamina. If he gave, is a havamina that since it's doing with a sode, It doesn't matter who speaks. And the Maisekicha was Mekayim through the Nesina. But to say that the Maisekicha was Mekayim through the Amira, he says, En Kamesh, because no have Amira. Because he says, Misvah is not equal. According to Rashi, we learned maybe just something is equal. We learned such a Svah. But the base Tesis says not equal. Nesina is the Ikar. Right, like the Rosh said, Ikar Akich is Nesina. I know Nesina. That's what he holds. And Kamesh Mechus, but Rashi holds. Rashi that holds like Rashi and Toys according to the Gro. That hold in the Bahag. The Bahag brings the Bahag. That the same Sofek Nos Anu Vomroi, Nos Noi Vomaru is the same Sofek. Because he holds that the Kichi can be Miskayim or through the Nesin or through the Amira. It's equal. But he understands the Tesis when he says Nos Anu Vomroi Kabis Michush, it's only because Vada Idika Kiche is the Nesina. That's the main. Therefore, we don't care. One side is Ikar Kicha was done through the Nesina. What about Amira? Can you want to say? Oh no, you need Kol Alekicha. But even when you say you need Kol Alekicha, you didn't change the Svore that Nesina is the Ikar. The Tutz Dodim, Nosanu Vomroi is I don't care who speaks because the Ikar Alekicha was the man. The other side is I need Kol Alekicha through the man. Nesin and Amira. But the other side is I don't need Kola, I need Roy Vika. That's what he says. Nos Leiv Omaru and Kabez Merosh, like the Rosh. But if you learn the equal, so the same way Nos Leiv Omaru, it's a Sophic. Why? Because I'm Mekayim the Lekicha through Omrohi, Nos Leiv Omrohi, through the Amira. I mean, sorry. I'm Mekayim the Lekicha through Nesin, not through Amira. It could be also opposite. I'm Mekayim the Nesin through the Amira. So he's Amir and her it's equal something. The Ram continues. However, im oyo odom choshuv, if it was an important man, ve'omar b'yanoi dekamikablino masnosich, mikadshim mikudeshesli, if it was an important person that she gave and he spoke. So if she gave, there's no ikar kicha, and kabes mechush. But when he spoke, and he gave her too, how he gave it to her, because it was Odom Choshu. And when he received the money from her, was Ano, and he said, Roma, and he said, and he said, he specified in his Amira, there's a Nesina here, is Nesina. Roma, Bahi Ano, the Kamikablino, Matnosich Mikudeshesli. And that I know that I receive your gift, I'm a Kaddish you, can in the Kamonj, and Mikudeshes. So it's really, Nosnoi Omaru, but he was Omar not on her Nesina and his Nesina. Avano, that he was willing to Mekabel to receive. Oh, yes, what do you want to say about it? Kodeshes.
Why? Because of the sin.
Right?
Same thing here.
Sin Avano? I'm not sure it's
because if she didn't give it, then he can't say what he said.
Right. She didn't give it for the sake of Kiddushi. Who says she wants it? But he says she accepted it. That's it. Next Toysis read Kiddushin Navav Amud Aleph. This Toysis is very famous. We learned, I think, at the time. We learned it together with the Birkas Shmuel on this. Okay. When? Nos Leiv Omaru is Sofer Mikudeshes? Like the Ran, the Shesrid. I mean, like the Bahag. It says like the Bahag. Bahag and Toysis. No, he just quotes the Bahag. Who says he passed like the Bahag? Siman Chavzayin. It's printed here. Sif Katan Chabez is right in front of me here. Yesh Machmirim. Nosanu v'omroi moy v'nam v'ayinu shemimlav v'sov v'kiddushin. V'mono abal hein. V'vada kiddush like the Rosh. Afilu nisim v'zeinim. Nosnu v'omar v'omroi. Elo v'domaton v'kala shenoch. ולא כמו אמר להם מקודשת ואנו שקיבלתי ממך מתנה ולא חשוב עלינו מקודשת, right? שאנו יש לו בישראל ממנו, ואנו זה ייכנסו עצמו להם, וזהו מי ניגוד שאינו חוש להתיר ולהגן. יש מה תחמירים אפילו לא אומרות חילוק שנוסנו, אלא רק נוסנו סתם ואומר לו עסקת שני, ושוסקו, תשובה סרשבו. יש מחמירים. רק נוסנו, והוא אמר, גם הטורקן כוסף, I'm reading the Shulchan Aruch in page Yud we quoted the Shulchan Aruch here. So they brought the Shulchan Aruch in the Ramos, that the Reuven mentioned to look, and looking in the Chelem HaCheches Mechoykek. And he says, גם הטור כוסף came and ירדו הדין אם הוא לא אומר כלום. He didn't say anything. Like he אומר ונוסנו, והוא אדם חושב, וקיפל בשתיקה. וכנוסנו ואומרי, it's fake. He says, we said by Odom Choshu, if he returns again, she gave and he spoke an Isnasina. He says, I'm Odom Choshu, I'm receiving money, and if I'm a Kaddish, which is Mekudeshes. But what happened? That I know that he received.
That's not a money, that's a.
He says, by here I know that I received the money from you, so I gave you a no. That I know I'm a Kaddish to you. So it says, no sanu v'omroi. What happened if she gave it to him and he spoke, but he didn't speak? No, she gave it to him and he received in his Adam Choshu, and he didn't speak anything. Again, she gave and he received as Adam Choshu. We know it's an important person. No doubt about it, he's an important person. He's a very important person. Okay? And she gave and he received without speaking. So it's again, no sanhu v'omroi. No sanhu v'omroi is a suffix. So it'll be suffix mekudeshes. That's what he brings down.
Then speak with speaking. You forget. I know, but where's the case itself? I know, but the case itself. She gave him, and he didn't say anything. So where's the deed?
V'ayin bach kotzav de lemaisa tzorich lisyashem. Be'ula yesh lochus shedas halochus doyle. That's what he said. The posek lechumra. Av b'odom she'enu choshu. Be'nosnoi v'omaru. So he says, first of all, nosnoi, he didn't say anything in Zodom Choshu, so it becomes nosanu v'omroi, be a sofek. Number two, he says, nosnoi v'omaru, the Bahag says a sofek. So we have to lechol loch shlechu to matzich again. So even Odom Eno Choshu, even Zodom Choshu, nosnoi v'odom Choshu, so you have nosanu, and in Homroi is a sofek. But if it's not Odom Choshuv, just Nosnoi, Vomaru, there's a Bahag that says it's a suffix too. Again, Nosnoi, Vomaru, and he's Odom Choshuv, and he speaks again as Vanay Mekodeshes. He says, and now I know that I received, it's Vanay Mekodeshes. Nosnoi, Veshosak, and he's Odom Choshuv, Sava Mekodesh, because it becomes Nosanu, Vomoi. Now, Nosnoi ve'omaru, and not Odom Choshu. Still, he says, it's a sovereign. You have to machoy lechoishish lechumo the das habahag choishish lechum. He says, yesh lochush the posak lechum rabodam shel choshu Nosnoi ve'omaru. They don't need.
You said the Russian that gave it and spoke. Where's the speaking?
Again, there's three cases. We have one case, Nosnoi ve'omaru, and he's Odom Choshuv, and the Oma goes on his Nesin of Ano. And he says, by here I know that he received the money, that's Vanay Mekodesh. Second case, Nosnoi ve'shosak, the husband didn't speak nothing.
She didn't either.
She did. Nosnoi.
spoke, since she gave, not she spoke. What are you talking about?
No, you're right.
She talked.
I hear that. You have to hear that. She's Omar Venosan.
Oh,
She's Omar Venosan, and he's Yodom Choshu. He didn't say anything. So it turns to him giving and her speaking. Should be a soften. Now, Nosnohi, V'omaru loy bodom choshu, Machloikes. The Rif and Lala Rishonim holds Vada'inim Mekudeshes. Here we saw this read, Rif, Ran, but the Alochos Doilos learns, and Toisves we saw, and the Choros of Rashi is a Sofik. The Sofik. Says the Bahag is Machmi. שדיבר העין בתשובה סרש וסימן תרי"ג ומשמעו זבורוב שבעל הלוכס דוילויס מאחרי באודום חושו which is נוסנאי ואומרו right, I don't know what he's talking about באודום חושו או בדים מרים על עסקי קילושו ולדינה בדים מרים ובאודום חושו כושר נוסנו בסתם ולא אומר if she gave and she didn't speak anything וסקדה של לכו אף שדיבר הוא even though he spoke so it becomes nosnoi and he spoke לא ימעני דאין כל איש או דייתו לא אדם חושו not every woman her mind is an important person רק דייתו לקה ממנו her mind is to receive from here ולא ייתו not to give to him you have to see the תשובה סרשמו שבעלו בהג, שבהי גבנו מחמיר ואודם חושו. שוב הצהרה שבו לא יודע שבהג has to be. שבהג, לא has to be שבהי גבנו מחמיר. Because the בהג holds even נוסן הוא, נוסנו ואומרו. It's a suffix. נוסנו ואומרו, it's a suffix. So you have to come on, you don't have to come on to Machmir Bodom Choshu. Bodom Choshu is Valai. Or the is going to give a shell. Yes, for different reason. Not because Nostra Ivoma is a suffix. Because Bodom Choshu. Or Diberim on his Kiddushin. Or what happened is she gave Bestam and she didn't speak anything. And he spoke. And he's Odom Choshu, Medaberimo. He says, "Av shediberu lo imeani dein kol ish adaita lechodom choshu." It's a different problem. Maybe it is the bahag. He says the bahag that says nosnoi v'omaru works, but who says she agreed to be married not by her nesina, by his nesina? Odom choshu v'diberim al kedushel is machmir that we assume that she agreed to his nesina. Again, nosnoi v'omaru. Bodom Choshu, or Medaberim as Kiddusher, he's machmi that what? Although it's not he, but he Omaru and he was Bodom Choshu. He says Omar Nosan. And Viladina he says when she gave and she didn't speak, and he gave and he spoke, and that he has a nun sinavano. Says Lo Mehan, won't work. Why? Because a woman is her mind is not Adam Choshu and his Nesina, is her Nesina. Then Kolisha Daitel Adam Choshu. Not every woman has the mind of Adam Choshu. Like Daiter, just her mind is the Kabi Mimenu will listen to him to receive from him and not to give him. And he didn't give her what? He gave her no. See this come. I don't understand this come so much time. Let's go back to Tosha Sleep. But the Maise, he doesn't pass it like the bag. He's choishes to the bag. Shulchan says nosnoi v'omaru is nothing unless it's odom choshuv. So he says by odom choshuv works if he speaks, and if he didn't speak, so it becomes nosanu v'omroi, which is a suffix. What? And then what's Samar Mekudeshes? Nosnoi v'omaru, and his ano is odom choshuv dalet Mekudeshes. Nosnoi v'omaru, it's a suffix. Why? Because Zodom Choshus he gave, and she spoke again. Not Nosno Hu Vomroi, not Nosno Hi Vomaru, Odom Choshu. Again, we have Nosno Hi Vomaru by Odom Choshu. Definitely works. Nosno Hi Veomroi, sorry, and he's Odom Choshu, and he's Mekabel Beshtikas or something. What do you want to say? The Cham. Yes.
I said, "Gee, you want to choose the Rashba? So you see it?
Not now, not now. We have to see it during the week. Not now. I want to see the Tosha. Let's go to the Tosha. We have 10 minutes. Let's see the Tosha. Siyata Nishma. Kiddushin Davov Amudal. I'm going back to Dav Zayin and Slavot Kashitz in the bottom. We saw this Tosha when we learned Masechet Gittin. We saw the Birkat Shmuel on it. Now reading it now, we learn the Sugya. We have to see it. Ida Yoiv Lo Veshosi Kochanami. What's the case? Let's see. Gemara says, Davov Amud Aleph. Gemara says, you can open the Gemara. Davov Amud Aleph. Toshma Netanya. Oimer Charufosi, Mekudeshes. If he tells the woman, you my Charufa, she's Mekudeshes, what a Charufa? She can be Yehuda Korim LaArusa Charufa. In the country of Judah, the state of Judah, they call Arusa Charufa. The Gemara says, Yehuda Avaruba de Alma. Uber is majority of the world, Achikoma. That's what it means. Oimer Charufosi Mekudeshes. One who says the word Charufosi Mekudeshes, Shenemar Vishiv Charufa, Necheves Leish, says that a person designate his maidservant to his slave to be married. It says Shivcho Charuf Nechefes Leish, she's Nechefes, means she's engaged, married to a man. So the word Nechefes means marriage, engaged. The Oid, and another reason why Charufa means Arusod, the Yehuda Korim LaArusa is not only the language of the Torah, it's also the custom of Judah. So what says Yehuda Vodli Kor? Yehuda needs to support the verse. You have a verse. This is what it means. One who says the word Charufa is Mekudeshes. She can be Yehuda Korim LaArusa Charufa. But in Judah they call Arusa Charufa. So they're not really saying everywhere. Only in Judah. Anywhere else, he doesn't know what it means.
Who would they answer? They answered that you had the pasuk, why do you have to say?
Then from the pasuk itself, you cannot learn means marriage. It could be designation. Rashi says, "Aval mikol kelemelav do yichud ba'alma." Says maybe it's just designation. Yichud ba'alma. Because talking about shifcha knainis, the kiddush is not toifes about. The Avamina was talking about chetzi shifcha, chetzi baschoirim. So it's tzad kiddushi. So when the chefetz goes on tzad kiddushi, says no, doesn't go on the tzad kiddushi, it goes on the tzad of yichud. But in Judah and Yehuda, the word charufa means in people's language means arusa. So on that the Gemara asks b'mayaskim. What is the case? If he wasn't speaking to her about the business of Gitin Kiddushin, how does she know what he's telling her? A normal woman doesn't know what does charufa means? Even those are the language of kiddushin. Rashi says kloima. Afilu avu anach lishne loshen kiddushin echim mekacha. Even charufa means loshen kiddushin. How she's mikodesh? How does she know? What is it? How does she know? She doesn't know what he's telling her that she wants to be kaddish. How does she know that charufa means marriage? Yeah, but most women are not brurios. Most women barely know Hebrew. Those days, definitely. And she knows Hebrew, but not Hebrew, not charufa. What's the problem? We have to talk. Is the 18 problem? What's the problem if she doesn't know? No yodo, my komalo. So that's why he has to speak about it. If he's not speaking about how she know. He speaks to her. He didn't speak anything. He spoke before and he gave now. You have speaking and you have giving. But you have to speak. What do you care what he spoke now? That's not if it was talking about the business of Kiddushi. He gave it, he didn't specify Rabbi Yossi Omer Dai, Rabbi Omer Tzor Lefarish. Omar Avunu Mashu Aloch Rabbi Yossi. That looks like Rabbi Yossi. I don't need to speak. I don't need to clarify when I give if I spoke before. I'm going to explain why is it. Why if he spoke before, I don't need to speak now.
She has to know it and accept what he's doing. If she doesn't accept, how can she accept? She doesn't know what he's doing. They were told before, so we couldn't change.
No, if they spoke before, what do I care if now is Loshen Kiddushin or not? He didn't say anything. He was silent. According to Rabbi Yossi, that's not looking like him. Rabbi Kiddushin, because he spoke before and he gave. So you assume that he gave upon what he spoke before. Yeah, it's machlokes Rabbi Yossi. Halacha Rabbi Yossi is enough. Dayo is enough. That looks like Rabbi Yossi or Ma'amun Mar Shmuel. Halacha Rabbi Yossi. So the Gemara says, Amri, lo medaberim alis kiddusha. Really did speak. If he gave, he was silent, it's okay. He gave her and he says those loshon miyuchedes, as rosi, negdosi, atzurosi, talosi, zgurosi, charufosi. This is the problem. Ani listen li kiddushin komalo. Those languages are like kiddushin he's saying. Or din melocha komalo. He means that you're going to be working for me. Take her. Really, if he speaks and he's silent afterwards and he gives his silent afterwards, okay. Because the Amrinon Mistomer, as she said, Hashem Kiddushin osa. V'kiblosem lekach. But ashto the Pirish Achelishnei, Ilo she Kiddushin iskatshov, Ilo she lovoi, Lases melocheim, Aregile bedaita, Shemechov zekatshov achshov. If he's saying for meloch, he's saying, right now I want you to work for me. Even though I spoke before Kiddushin. But now I said wrong language. That means meloch. It means I say, leave alone the Kiddushin right now. Let's come to work for me. Let's see now what he says. What's a chison? Okay, let's see now that this is This is the way you should say. I'm reading now the Toisas Read. Same way you have to say when he gave and she spoke. Not needed to say if he didn't speak before. And I feel even if he spoke to her before. If he gave her, he didn't say anything. Not him and not her. Have a kiddushi. Gemurim a complete kiddushi. But Ashto domrohi, now that she spoke, no sanu vomrohi, ein om kiddushi moves to losafik. Again, he's saying, no sanu vomrohi, the stuff of the Gemara is not only if he didn't speak to her before, even if he spoke to her before, still is a suffix. Why? Because he gave and she spoke. If he spoke to her before and he gave and now nobody spoke, it works. But now that he spoke and then he gave, and then she spoke when he gave, her speaking, the Nirim Advorim, it looks like, it looks like right now, who finished the Kiddushin is the speaking of the woman. We need that a man will finish it. It's a whole new angle here. Again, no sanuvom roi. We have a sofek of the Gemara. Maybe he did the Kalikuchin, and it's okay when she spoke. Oh no, we need a whole Kuchim through him. Comes the Tosfos and he says, no sanuvom roi. If he didn't speak before, and he gave now when she spoke, her speaking, he says shter, he knows the word shter, it bothers. So Vada bothers because he didn't speak, he just now gave when she spoke. Vada bothers. Not bothers. I don't know if all there's a no sanu v'omroi without medaber. There's a side that should work because when she speaks, is en kol kuchim shaloi. Loi nipo in that case, el afilu oyo medaberim. Now he gave, he didn't speak. He only gave and she spoke. The svara that even though he spoke and he gave, she have a completely cooking. But her speaking right now, at the time of the Kiddushin, Gora, because it looks like the Nirim Advorim that her Dibu Nigmar Akicha. The Dibu Shadibu Raishu Gmor Kiddushin. And Alan Beinu we need Shigomu B'Dibu Raishu, we need to be finished with the man. So he's saying when I have Medaber giving and her speaking, it's worse. If I have Medaberimo, if I don't have Medaberimo and he gave and she spoke, it's a suffix. Maybe I have Vika Lekuchin or maybe Enka Lekuchin Shaloi. I follow Ikor, I need a holy Kuchin. When we have Medaberimo and he gives and he speaks, it's worse. Well, it doesn't make it better. Why? Although we have Dibur of him and giving him, but since at the time of him giving and didn't speak and she spoke, it looks like that the Kiddush is Nigmar through her. She did. No sanu v'amoi. That the Dibur is Gomar Kiddush. And Anan Bain and she would even do. So therefore, still to be a soften. Yes, it's a mazik. It's a mazik. Her Dibur is mazik. Okay, we'll stop here. See, we have to see the Tosfos read well. Tosfos read. There's a big Tosfos read here. There's a big Kashmur on this Tosfos read. Let's see it well. So people, guys, have to, Rabbi, you have to learn with them the Gemara Davov Amud Aleph, the whole Gemara, the Lashonos, and the concept of Asuki. Okay? We have to margin to Asuki. The Vov Amud Aleph, learn the Gemara, the whole page, the whole Amud, then learn the Rashi Tosfos, and see the Tosfos. We'll start with the Tosfos read. Okay? Rabbi Hanania ben Akash Yoimer. רוצה הקדוש ברוך הוא לזך ישראל לפיקח. עיר בו יותר משנאמר מחובץ המעציק לו יותר ויעדים. הדל ויסקדי שמאיר עבור. ועומד לראות נימוסי ויעמיך עמוסי. היכון ויכון וחלבול בייס ישראל. בעגולו ובעגורים רומי. שמאיר עבור ולעבור ביו. תבורך וישתבח ויספורח וישרמר ויסנסי. Isador, Isalem, Isalom, Shvene Shom, Richu. Leila Mikol Mikosov, Shikosov, Shikosov, Lekhamosov, Abigol, Mom, Mom, Al Israel, Al Rabbanon, Al Tamidi Yoim, Al Tamidi Yoim. Now, all man Doski Borai, Shosakani Shwadei, Kolazar Vasar, Yein, all Kol Shlomo Rab, Ochino Mechiz, Demarachami, Chayla,